it's time to start thinking about white bass season here in Texas. So I figured I'd do a little video of a pretty simple pattern that I'm just making slightly more complicated than I need to. But basically threadfin shad imitation, size 6. Doing this one on a jig hook, but it could be on whatever. Size 6 is my go-to. You can go smaller, but I wouldn't go too much smaller, and I wouldn't go too much bigger if you're like targeting them during the white bass run. Generally, this is a good size, kind of like all the deer hair jig guys, or not deer hair jig, marabou jig guys, stuff like that. So yeah, come on to follow along with this guy. Gonna get this size 6 jig hook out. Again, you can use whatever you want. White thread, using 210 denier, but it can be whatever your preferences are. Too thick, it's gonna bunch up though, and too thin, you know, you're gonna do a lot more wraps. But thread base here, and then on this one, because I'm doing the weight as the dot that shad have, and we're doing extra small lead eyes, tying in a little further back to kind of make that little shad dot, and it'll still ride all right in the water. Not a perfect clouser, but it's its own thing. White bass will eat it. And you can do different size lead. Usually extra small lead is my go-to. Depends on flows though. Small lead can work, and then you can play with sinking lines and things like that, or even using the cone heads and things. You could do similar. I guess for this pattern you wouldn't want that though. Doing my cross wraps, the thread, getting it locked in here. Whoa, getting crazy. Tighten that a little bit. Vice has been through a lot. And then yeah, so here you could come in with a black marker. I have it somewhere. And go ahead and make the, unless you're, depending on what kind of lead eyes you're using, but I'm using like ones that aren't painted, and painting them black for the dot, for the shad. And then I'm going to do white marabou with a little dash of chartreuse for the tail. You don't want to go too long on these guys. You want to have enough to where the marabou comes to life in the water. That guy, make a mess over here. A little snippy poo. Then I just have this little dash of chartreuse. You can do whatever you want though. You could do it all white. Do pink, blue, black, all flash even. All that stuff will work on the white bass. Don't overthink it like this pattern is slightly overthink. Get all that marabou locked in, keep it pretty clean. And I'm using this shcminnow stuff. You can do different thickness, like there's like different lengths of like material off of the stuff. You can do whatever though. This is kind of, I think, like a standard medium or small. There's a lot of products out there though. Lock that in. This one's getting pretty short, but we're gonna wrap it forward and, you know, kind of pull it out of the way occasionally so it doesn't trap itself too much. The fish still probably wouldn't care. This one's getting so short, I'm going to come in with some hackle pliers. Wrap it forward. Scoot back on the hackle pliers some, because I can. And yeah, just build that head all the way forward to where you want to put the eyes that we're going to put in. And again, you could stop right here and fish this with the lead eyes a little more forward and catch plenty of fish, but just making it slightly more complicated because, you know, it gets boring tying clousers all day. That's all you really need for white bass is a few size 6 clousers in different sizes and colors. Sometimes that doesn't even matter. If you're getting them when they're hot, they're going to eat. Doesn't matter. They're the best fish. Especially if you're new to fly fishing or if you just need a good wind. So yeah, I've got that stuff all locked in right there. Then we're just gonna whip finish it. We're pretty much done tying right there. Now we're gonna come in with some eyes and stick them in on this thread base that I've kind of left here on this bend of this hook. Something to kind of glue these eyes to. As you can see, this is the finished product. That's what we're going for. Perfect. We've got some eyes here. Glue these guys on with some gel glue. Get out of there. It's either too little or too much. This one's on its last leg as well. Used a lot of glue. Bam, got that guy on there. And now we got eyes. Our fly can see where it's going. Then I'm going to take and adjust this guy a little bit. I'm going to come in. UV resin. And this is just some stuff you can get at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, I forget which. But any of your normal brands work just fine. Balloon and what's that, Gulf resin? I think I use a lot of Gulf resin. No, Solar Res as well. I have all kinds of stuff. I have Gulf, Solar Res, nail polish. Finish this guy up a little bit. Always keep one of these brushes handy for this too. Kind of help control everything. Can get a little goopy and wild depending on how thick of a resin you're using. And then, bam, you got it. Fish it. Good luck out there, y'all. Go catch some white bass.